Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for supporting our channel in one way or the other. If you are watching us for the first time, please take a second or two and subscribe to our channel. Click the notification bell to allow YouTube to recommend our videos to you. Give this particular video a thumbs up and help us share our videos. Ladies and gentlemen, the software and the character of the UDA regime cannot be concealed anymore. We are in a moment of revelation. Whatever they told people during the campaigns was a lie. And just like pregnancy, attributes of a particular person can never be hidden. There comes a time when everything is exposed. And if you want to know how the Kenya Kwanza team will capture power in 2027, the reflection is here with us, the way they deal with circumstances. Because it seems that William Ruto and the entire Kenya Kwanza team believe on two things. Number one, they believe in intimidation and threats. You have seen the way William Ruto is intimidating people using the sword, intimidating and threatening the judiciary. And just the other day, they fired live bullets at people who were celebrating Raila's birthday. And then in Kisii, Osoro went there and was firing live bullets at a function that was being officiated by the Kisii governor, Simbarati. So this tells you just what they believe in. They believe in threats. Number two, this government believes in doctoring results, editing everything and anything that is editable. And I understand that the government print has now been removed and the print is based in State House. And you wonder why. The reason I'm saying this, when the KCPE results were out, students were crying and lamenting that there was some doctoring, there was some kind of editing results. Sometimes you could find a whole class getting same results, people being awarded for subjects that they didn't do. And when Raila came up with that shocking dossier, we found out that because of appetite for corruption and kickbacks, the staffs that are concerned with the exam had to change the printing firm from a UK firm to some Indian firm, which of course I believe had agreed to give them kickbacks, and there were no preparation. Some students even went to court. Now the KCSE results were out, and the same thing is reflected. In fact, the one for KCSE is even worse because the result is a moving target. You have been given your result and it is reading a B+. Before you know it, it has changed from a B+ to an A-. Let us look at an example that is given there. We have this guy called Ronnie Okuta on your extreme left. Ronnie Okuta has got a B+ in the first result. The second one, it is a B-, and the results are changing. On the extreme end, you need to zoom because the results are not really very visible. But Ronnie is just but one example of how the results keep changing. And when I think of how we valued our exams during our time, I can only imagine that I'm given an A-, then in the next few minutes, it is a B+. It is very wrong. I want us to look at what this guy is saying about the rot in the education system, about the rot on how the Kenya Kwanza regime is handling our exams, that they intentionally moderated results so that we have just a few students going to the university, gaining the mandatory marks for public university so that they can save on the capitation fee. The capitation fee is the amount of money that the government gives per student. So they wanted to save on this. They didn't want very many students to go to the universities so that they have huge amount going to the students. So they wanted others to go to the TVETs and all this. And if this is true, then you will agree with me that our country has gone to the dogs. Just listen, it's a very sad state of affairs.
From parents, teachers, and students. And that is a total of 616 complaints of anomalies, serious anomalies in the grades. And these anomalies, we have in internal information. It is because of Kenya Kwanza trying to moderate the results. Why are we saying so? The question is being asked, has the government explained to you why there was a delay in the release of these results? They were supposed to release last year, they have been released this year. It is because when the results came out, students performed very well, but they took this result to be moderated. And moderation is taking place in State House. I have told the Kenyans that we now have 4 arms of government. We have the executive, we have the legislature, we have the judiciary, and then we have State House. And State House now controls everything. Kenyans, you know now the government printer sits in State House. When did ever government printer sit in State House? So story for another day. The point here is that moderation took place to make the marks pushed downwards so that they avoid paying the capitation amount. So out of the 128 billion shillings allocated to fund education, higher education, by making students fail, 52.4% failure means that they are going to save 67.8 billion shillings. Where do they want to take that money for? But the most important question is not about money. It's about how can we have 20,000 E's more than last year's? Because last year's was around something to do with the 38. Now we are hitting higher figures, many E's. 52.4% of students have failed KCSE. Was this exam set to fail? Was it set to pass? Then we also need 100% transition from nursery school, primary school, secondary school, university, and even job. Okay, the job market is terrible. The transition could be as small as 4%. But at least allow everyone who qualifies to be in university to go there without you moderating them. And our main concern here is because the government has done it intentionally. We have information they have done intentionally. The other thing is about the credibility for individual results. We have received complaints and we have evidence. I've shown you the screenshots whereby somebody in the morning had B minus, in the afternoon the same student from the same school, I've shown you, I don't want to mention the school in the media, the same student, the same school, the grade moved from B minus to A minus. What is occasioning? Is it the portal that is wrong? So we are calling the government to do the following. One, the minister should recall those results so that they can be having integrity, because at the moment there is no integrity. Two, there must be an audit into this exam innovation process. Three, we need the government to invest in a facility for education, both the infrastructure for preparation of exams, administration of exam, marking of exam, release of exams, and access to the exam results. They need to invest in it wholly. The fourth thing we are asking is that there was a proposal in 2012 about having exam quality council. We need to have that council in place so that they could also be oversighting these results. And last but not least, the government needs to pay teachers well. The teachers who are supposed to mark exams, they were told they are in a payroll, so they cannot be given allowances for marking exams. Let me tell you what, Kenyans, when the government officials travel, they receive billions of allowance. I can tell you, one trip, 1 week outside this country, a government official come back with minimum 1 million shillings. While teachers marking exams, which is the biggest thing you can ever do. I'm a teacher. The best you can ever give a teacher is to give him good working environment to release results. Going to abroad to sleep on an hotel cannot be equated to marking exams. Who needs to get more allowances? Is the teacher, not somebody just going to drink outside. We have seen people drinking outside, people with, I don't know, their friends, girlfriends, whatever. But here is a teacher marking exam, holding a future of a child. I want to tell Mr. President, look at me on the face. If someone moderated your KCPE exams, your KCSE exams, you could not be a president, because there's a requirement for you to get university degree. Now, the 700,000 students who cannot be able to go to university, what is their future like? You want them to go to a technical college because you did this moderation so that more students go to TVET and avoid them from going to university, because you need to save money. The best way to destroy a nation is to give a bad education and throw a bomb. Mr. President, I would rather you don't give us fertilizer subsidies, but give our children a good education. Kibaki did it and brought us where we are. Don't take us back to the old ages. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, our president is called Dr. William Samoei Ruto, a man with a PhD. And with that, I would think that this is a man who understands the value of education. He should protect our education. He should protect our exams. But if it is the same government headed by a doctor is ruining our exam, it is very sad, because in essence, he's ruining the future of our education system, the future of our students and our children. If you want to ruin a generation and ruin their future, just deny them good education. William Ruto should understand that there comes a time when he will be no more, and we need more doctors like him. Why would he want to be a doctor and then when he's gone, then there are no doctors? So now the education is left to the rich. I don't know what is happening. Number two, William Ruto has told us many a times that he grew from a humble family. Were it not for education, he wouldn't have been a president today. I know of the rigging and all that, but even for you to be at a level where you can now rig, you can contest for an MP, contest for a president, it means he's got some good education. And he has always told hustlers that they need to be like him. He started from scratches to be a president of the country. And it is because of the education that he got. Why does he want to ruin the same hustlers he's promising to take care of? We are also devaluing the value of education. Already you've seen Nigeria are considering banning degrees from Kenya. It is because of such kind of things. The world is reading how we are dealing with our education system, and it is going to be very, very bad. We are diluting this value. The worst part of it is that corruption is eating into our education. You see, when we allow corruption to get into the most vital dockets like health, education, roads, then our country is doomed, because that is how we will have fake doctors, fake teachers. That is how we will be, giving some little money and we build some shaky roads. After 6 months, the roads have been dilapidated. That is how our engineers will be getting money as people build some weak houses and they fall down, killing people, because of a culture that emanates from State House, because of a culture that is being perpetuated by our government. The fish is rotten from the head. What is the state of our transition from the 844 into the new curriculum? It is doomed. It is in limbo. If we have a government that does not value education, a government that wants other students to fail so that they can save on the capitation fee, what kind of government is this? We are ruining the lives of our students, the lives of our children, when some people have made it in life and they're in top seats in the government. And we need to reset this, because, ladies and gentlemen, we need a generation that is also as successful as the generation that is now in government. This term hustler must be reflected in action. We don't need a president who says that he is a hustler and pretending. He makes a lot of speeches that he wants to give our hustlers jobs and free housing and affordable housing, and he wants to give farmers free fertilizer. I mean, you can even take away the free fertilizers, the guy says there, and let us have a good education. Ladies and gentlemen, I know parents understand what I mean. The cost of education is just too expensive, and then the government comes up with some very dirty policies to make it worse. It is very sad. I don't know what you think, but I feel it is very, very sad. That is my take.